What's going on, guys? On this Shoky Quickie review, we're going to be taking a look at something new from the Neca Disney Gargoyles line, and it is their Ultimate Bronx. Now you're thinking, well, how can they make an ultimate version out of a dog? They did, okay. Either way, so I did literally just pick this up today at Target. I was wondering if he would hit Target before hitting BBTS, which is almost always a good bet. And skadoosh, here we go. Unfortunately, it was the only one, so sucks to be other people. Really nice box art right here on the front, and a very important thing says right, includes Goliath's closed wings. The most important accessory everyone wants and no one gets. So, nice artwork here of him on a tower. I don't know if it's the clock tower or everything else behind it's very medieval, so it's definitely going to be part of the castle. And if we open it up, we can see inside, nice image of Bronxy Boy there, and then kind of an image looking at the downward part of Manhattan. Anyway, come around here, and we got him roaring or howling or whatever he's doing there. And it says Gargoyles, Neca. Turn it around. I believe this is the exact same read-up that's on every one of the boxes, so got a nice little image of him here. Of course, he had some fake brick or rock or whatever that's supposed to be. Image. Shows him there holding on to, I'm not entirely certain what it is, but he's got it in his mouth. And then that's him with Goliath, and we have Collect Them All. I intend to do so. And very recently at SDCC, we got to see somewhat finished versions of Lexington and essentially done versions of at least the other three Gargoyles. And so that concludes our main Gargoyle cast. And they even showed off Xanatos and a couple of his Goliath bots. So very, very cool stuff coming in next year. Gargoyles, Bronx, Gargoyles, Ultimate. Down at the bottom, warnings, sculpting stuff, and barcodes and things. It was a little expensive, I'm going to be honest with you. After taxes, it was like $40. That's a little bit much. 30, 35 max. Dude, inflation is even hitting up the toy aisle as it were. So, let's take a look at him. Yeah, it's good. He's really short. So, this is what I talk about, like, with this figure being $40 thereabouts, you gotta hope you get your money's worth, because he is little bitty. Speaking of which, let's say there's Wally. Wally ain't very big. Here he is. Oop, hello, sorry, arm. Here he is next to a Blue Ranger, who could logistically actually could have a He-Man situation going on here. Either way, so there he is, looking very cute and cuddly and scaly at the same time. His neck situation is very strange. Painted almost completely, if not molded, in this base blue color, and then definitely a lot of shading going on, especially underneath all the light color shading. He's very much like a shark in that aspect. I've got some rub here. The way he was strapped in the packaging, I'm not surprised. I like how they even molded a little bit of wear on the bottom of the foot or wrinkles. And then you get your copyrights and stuff like that. His nail's a little wonky there. And in fact, not really painted. Like, they skipped out this toe, or these toes entirely. So, that kind of sucks. Yeah. But hey, it was the only one in stock. I can't complain too much. I will say balancing his feet is a little interesting. I'd actually brighten the screen just a little bit, because he's very blue. Yeah, so he's all soft rubber, and then some really thick components up here mounted where the arms and legs and shoulders and whatnot are. Let's look at this face sculpt here. So he does have little bitty horns like that. I like how he's like the quintessential actual gargoyle statue. He's got like the frilly ears, which are pointy, so be careful with that. Got the sunken eyes that are white. His eyes were always white, unlike everybody else's, so he's always beastly. Cute little nose. This head, the mouth can open. He's got sculpted teeth, tongue, painted black of the mouth, red-ish painted tongue. The roof of the mouth is molded, which is ridiculous. And if I had to guess, just straight up ball joint for this part of the head. It feels like a double. Yeah, it's got to be a double with this much movement, because you can get him up like that. And then even this is mounted on some form of ball joint. It feels like a big, or a hinge here. It feels like a hinge joint and then a ball socket, probably, judging by how much that neck can move. A lot. Look at this. It can even rotate like that. That's crazy. I didn't expect that. It's loosened up a little bit since I got him out of the box originally. And I did do an out-the-box reaction for this guy with my single channel member. So thank you for your support. If you want to be a channel member and help support the channel, you can do so. And you'll see things a little bit early. Like they saw a couple boxes I got and even know the build that was coming up on the main channel. All right, so the rest of our articulation, he is set up like a normal figure. Hinge joint like that, and you can see he's got single pin joints. Can rotate that way. Let's see here. Let's actually, there we go. Got a high Goliath right there. That's pretty good. And single jointed elbow up here, which is ratcheted, so he can paw at things. And then there is a rotation joint there as well, which is a little loose, but you know, harder peg going into a softer plastic, it is what it is. And then below that, sorry, I'm doing a lot here. Something is squeaking. Oh, it's the microphone hitting the light. My bad. Okay. So down here at the wrist joint, you actually have another elbow, so to speak. Another single joint that can go both ways and can rotate. And then down here at the foot, you have a hinge joint that can go flat and can rotate. So he's got a lot of joints going on. So you got a shoulder, an elbow, an upper wrist, an actual foot, and all of them can move kind of independently. So you can like do a crawl. So yeah, he can do kind of a crawling motion here. Get the back legs into a position here. So the back legs have good articulation too. I just gotta pose it in a way that'll stay stable effectively. There we go. So now he's, oh yeah, that's a good pose there. Okay, so let's talk about the back legs. So back legs are very similar, except they're done up like normal hips. So huge ball joint in there on the hips, so it can kick forward, go back. It does have some rotation, which is weird, but it's there. And then you got the knee, for lack of a better term, which has ratchet joints, can go up and down about that far. Then you got the ankle, which also can move, except this part's moving, not it. Hold on. Let's see. Oh yeah, that'll move. So that part will move, and he has a pivot there. So this is technically his foot, this is his ankle, that's his knee. It's kind of weird. And then the foot itself also can come down, and the toes themselves can rotate. And like I said, the nails here are not finished, at least not to a satisfactory degree. Okay, so let's see here. Get him in a good pose. I mean, he is essentially a pit bull. Like, he's essentially a pit bull type gargoyle. So it is what it is. Oh yeah, that's a perfect pose there. Or if you have him up like this. Yeah, let's see, I can't make that a little bit more like that. Oh yeah, that works. It is interesting to think that he's like a different species in a way, because one, he doesn't speak. He is intelligent to a degree, but only seems to be essentially a dog. But he's also a gargoyle, has the same physiology. It's the same thing where he turns to stone at night. He doesn't have wings, and he can't talk. So, I don't know. It seems to be like a Goofy and Pluto situation, if I'm honest. All right, so let's pull out his accessory here. We do have the #1 head, as it is. And this is just a straight up snarling / yelling face, molded solid, looks cool. I think that they've done, yeah, they've got the nose and the kind of upper parts of the mouth there all wrinkled up. I think even the eyes are probably squinted a little bit more. And just that absolutely ridiculous roaring face. very well painted. Like, they've really blended in the jaw here, whereas that is just blatantly obvious. Now, I am scared to pull this off, so I'm going to do it off camera where I can reach easier. Oh, that came off super easy. Never mind. All right, and also this lets us see it's a tiny ball joint on the end of a big ball joint. Like, yeah. All right, and we'll just pop this on. Hopefully it goes on easy. The weird part is, because it's a molded head sculpt, make sure it goes in there correctly. Okay. Also, he's very similar in a way to the terror dogs from Ghostbusters, you know, like Gozers. We've got that going on with him. So that's actually very cool. So this would be his stone version. So, you know, I talk about almost on every one of these, the fact that they haven't given us stone versions of these guys is ridiculous, because they've basically given us the ability to have a ferocious looking statue body. So maybe if they don't really look like they're going to give us one, I'm going to try to buy duplicates and then just give them a paint job, because that would be the ultimate thing there. I almost forgot, he does have this last accessory, which looks like a piece of wood until you turn it, and then you realize it's technically a piece of meat. It's what I'm dubbing a meat log. Also, that doesn't really make sense from end to end. So it's not meant to be held in the wide open face, but I'll be damned if it can. You can also hold it in the just the open and closed mouth. So, you know, if you can get it open wide enough, he'll hold it in that mouth too. So I just happen to have it there with this one. I don't know. I kind of like the closed mouth for the most part, giving the nice innocent look half the time. Got some plastic shredding there. All right, gotta move on. Check out these Goliath wings. So, for instance, we should bring in one of his friends slash owners. Bring in Goliath. Now, I do have Goliath out of the pose I had him in on the shelf, so he's a little out of sorts. So, you can see how big he is compared to Goliath. Well, you could if I actually had the camera aiming proper. And that's awesome, so I'm going to get a picture of that. Nice. So let's drop the... Yeah. Nice. Okay, either way. So, as we saw on the box, we do have Goliath wings somewhere. In fact, where did I put those? Alright. So, I have not tried this yet, so this will be a first on screen. Let's get Bronx out of the way. And here they are. Basically in a cape. And it's kind of molded together, you know, or at least they've glued it together, so the back part here overlaps and stuff. You can see the matches. It does feel like leather, which is crazy, and it is soft compared to what's on there. So let's go ahead and pull off Goliath's head first and foremost, because we're going to need that out of the way. That's terrifying. And I'm going to pull the wings off, but I'm going to do it back here where I can keep controlled pressure. Because with as solid as the wings are and how hard that plastic is, I do always get scared that they'll break off at the joint. Okay, where's his tail pointed here? Okay, so got the wings off. All right, so let's see if we can get these on here, because it does seem easy. So his arms have to be kind of down. You need to drape it over. You can't do it with the head on, that's obvious. And then the posts will inevitably go into where the wings are plugged in. It's a little tight, if I'm honest, but that's good. Let's drop it down. You can see a lot of paint rub here. I think that's honestly it right there. Once again, I gotta get his tail. in a position that makes sense. There we go. Straight down. All right, so wings on, essentially. And one thing they really failed at was how his neck mounts comparatively with his hair. So now we got to go with the chilled face. Straighten out his arms. Because like the wings are super restrictive, so you're not going to get a whole lot of movement. His arms basically have to be straight from the shoulder, and then you move his elbows. You can get a little bit of room. And then this was the book holding hand originally. I don't know how I'm doing that. And then we'll have Bronxy boy right here being petted. So if actually, let me try to fix his legs. So they should be like this realistically. Instead of the straight up and down legs. Get him short enough to pet the damn dog. Hold on. Trying to get his feet under him once you've got the legs like that is difficult. And see, the thing is, the wings are dragging on the ground at this point. So, like, getting him to the point where I can get him to pet Bronx. There we go. I wish they'd given us one where his tongue is just hanging out like a dog. That'd have been fun. Yeah, that is. His tail and the wings are doing all the work. His feet ain't doing shit. There we go. So there's Goliath with his silly dog. Okay, I gotta straighten out those legs. They're annoying me. Like, I know that they technically walk that way, but it doesn't work. Like, there's not enough tension in the ankles to manage that. Once again, tail down, wings are dragging. And like, this is the less intimidating, very chill version, you know? So this is the one really complicated part about your gargoyle type creatures here. And man, that wing is really restricting the arm movement. Like, I cannot get that. Okay, fine. We'll just go as flat-footed as we can. Just so he's petting Bronx, essentially. The fuck was that? That was Demona. Alright, so that's enough finagling with that, but there we go. That's pretty much it. And like I said, you know, they haven't given us wings for anyone else yet, and they haven't shown off folded wings for anyone else yet. So it looks like this is going to be our only set of folded wings for the time being. Hudson should be coming out next. Brooklyn after that, then Lexington and everybody. I have a feeling they're going to like 2-pack, what's his name? Not Brooklyn. Sorry, Broadway was the one I was missing. It's like, I was getting Brooklyn and Broadway backwards in my head, but, you know, BRs, BR everywhere. And by the way, Demona just totally nosedived off the shelf. So I have to go see how broken she is now, because that would suck. But Demona is out at most targets. Like, I've seen her at every Target I've been to recently, including my own right, you know, here in town. So either way, guys, if you like it, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to do so. I would love to get this channel to 500 subscribers so I can at least get a community tab, because that'd be great to be able to share things. But I'll see you guys next time. And remember, as always, keep on nerding.